Oh, hi everyone. I have with me here today Yassine. Yassine is an Elastic community organizer from Morocco. And Yassine, please tell us a little bit about yourself. Give us a small introduction.
Okay, thanks Anna, and thanks to the Elastic team for this opportunity. So, just to give an idea about my profile, so I'm based out of Morocco and I work at a company called Synapticiel as a product manager. So, my daily work is to find simple and efficient solution to some issues in telecommunication industry. Yeah, that's my background.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Yassine. And you are one of our Elastic Contributor Program Gold contributors for the EMEA region. What was your main motivation for joining the Elastic Contributor Program?
Okay, so my experience with Elastic Stack started maybe 4 years ago, and as I told you, I'm working as a product manager. So really, my daily work is try to find a quick wins solution for some issue that are not yet solved in the telecommunication industry. And we did a benchmark of existing open source software for big data analytic, and we decided to move with Elastic Stack. So this was really the motivation for me, is to get more skills on Elastic Stack, and that was uh, by being an active member in the community. That helped me a lot, and that was really the motivation for that.
That's really awesome. That's really nice to hear. I know that you submitted very many contributions. Was there one contribution that really stood out that you would say was your favorite?
Yeah. So let's say Elastic Stack is solving a lot of use cases, and one of the use cases that we want to work in is the observability at a 360 level degree. So the idea for me, it was something new for me, especially with Elastic Application Performance Management. And they had about 2 weeks to give a demo to one of our customers. So, and I had never worked with Elastic APM. So I spin it up a meetup, a virtual meetup. I should give a virtual meetup for the Morocco group, and that should be the same occasion for me to. Okay, let me start again. Let me start again. That it was not really good structured for me. Yeah, I say that Elastic Stack is covering a lot of use cases: search, observability, security, and many others. So we got an opportunity to give a demonstration to a big customer to talk about Elastic Observability. But I had never worked with Elastic Observability, Elastic IPM. So that was the challenge for me, how to give a demo, how to convince the customer to work with Elastic solution. And me, I don't know this solution. So the idea, I had just 2 weeks to go ahead. So I decided to organize a virtual meetup and talk about Elastic IPM. So that's really was the good contribution from my side, because I started from scratch. I learned a lot, and I give it a nice meetup. And 2 days later, I give a nice demo to the customer.
That's a really awesome story. You know how they say that the best way to understand something is to explain it to someone else. So it's really cool that you took the time to learn the project, give the product, give back to the community, but then also use it for professional purposes. Um, was there anything that was difficult during the Elastic Contributor Program? Any challenges that you faced besides the story that you just told me?
Yeah, yeah. For me, the challenge was to find the real use case and share a real problem. The idea was not just to make contribution and copy classical subject from other blog posts and make them as a contribution. The idea was really to start from a real use case, a real problem that I have faced and that I have solved, and then I and sometimes maybe I spent a lot of time to solve it. I did some mistakes. Then I say, okay, let's share this experience with the community. Let's highlight what was the problem and how we have solved it in real use case. So, and that give a real added value to the community. And that was also for me a real added value from the community. Sometimes I had an issue, I had a special use case, and I start searching on the Discuss forum, on the GitHub repository, and I found real answers from people in the community, real people that are engaged, that share their real use case and how they solve the problem. So the idea is to give back to the community with the same way, with quality contribution, real use case. That's really the big challenge, is to share real use cases.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Yassine. That's very insightful feedback. And I know you mentioned that you work with the Elastic Stack also professionally in your career. What benefits did the Elastic Contributor Program bring to you on a professional level?
Yeah. So the Elastic Stack is really very huge, and the learning. I will not say the learning curve is complicated, but there are a lot of materials to study. There is a nice documentation on elastic.co website, and if we want to go in a deep level and go to real use case in production with efficiency, it was for me something mandatory to get certified on Elastic Stack. And here the challenge was combining my daily work, my daily or my weekly contribution with the Elastic community, that helped me a lot to prepare for the certification, to get really involved with what are the new features that are has been added. We know that the Elastic Stack has a delivery. Maybe each 2 months we get a new release. So we need to make sure that we are involved with the new feature. So contribution program helped me a lot to get involved and make sure I'm always up to date with the new changes. Okay, yeah. Uh, Let me share my first experience. The the real challenge for me was how to start. I was struggling in the beginning, maybe 4 months to get started, and I discovered that the idea is just get an idea and start talking and start contributing. We don't need to have a good subject, a good material, a good video camera, a good slide to start giving, for example, a meetup or a contribution. The idea is really just start, and from one talk to other, let's try to enhance, and it's going like that. But the real challenge is we have to decide to start and do it.
That's some very good advice. As you mentioned, I agree with everything in life. The hardest part is just getting started. So that was all the questions I had for you today, Yassine. Thank you so, so much for taking the time to do this interview. Anything you would like to add?
I would like to give some special thanks to a lot of people from the Elastic community and from the Elastic as a company. There are great people that we don't know each other. We know each other just virtually, but we know each other in the forum, in Slack. I really appreciated the culture of Elastic as a distributed company, as a community. and this is really fantastic to work with this technology.